Guys, welcome to week 3 in our April series, Big News in our 2s and 3s class. This week we're going to be learning all about how people can change when they know Jesus. Such a cool concept. I think our kiddos are going to love it. And to help them understand it better, we're going to tell them the story about when Saul encounters Jesus and then he is changed into not a brand new man, but basically his whole life changes and then he is renamed to Paul. Pretty cool story. So what we're going to do to kind of help them understand that is our first activity is kind of a fun little science experiment. We're going to have this little tin pan, and I'm going to have some ice cubes for you. And basically, you're going to let your kiddos use these popsicle sticks and kind of swirl the ice around until it melts in this pan. And that idea is that the ice changes. It is a solid and then it changes into a liquid. So it's just a fun little thing and I think they'll love it. I'll have a lot of these for you so you can even give one to each kiddo and they can all do it at the table. Something neat and the way you can intro to them is exactly like I said. We're going to have these little pieces of ice. We're going to put them into our pans and we're going to watch how the ice changes from a big kind of solid object to a liquidy water basically object. And so I think they're going to like that. It'll just be something neat and a little bit different for them. After that, they're going to head to their 4s and 5s class and they're going to do worship and Bible story in there with their older friends. And then once they're finished there, they can head back to their class and we're going to just do a little memory verse review. So in their story, they're going to learn all about how Saul basically loses his sight and then regains it again. And so to help them maybe even recap that story is each of them are going to be able to practice their memory verse and then you're going to try to have them do it with their eyes closed and then with their eyes open. So it'll be a fun little thing to tie in that story for them. And then lastly is their craft for this week. And so what they're going to do is they're going to have this picture and it has Saul, who later becomes Paul, and then this kind of like these two little lines. And the idea basically there is we're going to just, to recap the story, we're going to make the light kind of falling on him. So they're going to use a dot marker and then they're going to go through and kind of fill in that little, it looks like a triangle or a little V area with the dot markers. Remember to always remind them not to push too hard with the dot markers, not to put it all over the table, not to put it on themselves. Just stuff like that because that way they'll last really long. So it's going to look something like this at the end, kind of neat. And also something I would encourage you guys to do is lift up their sleeves if they have long sleeves. They have such tiny little arms that sometimes in reaching to just kind of dot their dot markers onto the page, they get that paint all over them. Luckily this is all washable. You can always let parents know. But just to maybe avoid that extra mess, that might be helpful. Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys this week. Thank you if you were here last week for a Lumberjack Challenge. It went so well and we had so much fun. We brought the kiddos into the junction and I think they really loved it. So thank you for that. Another little side note is we just had a couple weeks with accidents and that it will always happen. Never anything to worry about, but just for our 2s and 3s friends, definitely make sure you're asking them maybe at the beginning of your time, like the first 10 minutes and in the middle and at the end if they need to go potty. Some of them will totally know, will totally tell you, and then there's the new ones that are just learned how to be potty trained. They really need to be reminded. So I'll definitely try to be an extra help with that, but if you ever just get the chance and remember, I would really encourage you that way. We're sending those kiddos home nice and clean and dry and without any accidents. So thank you guys so much for serving. We really appreciate you and I'll see you all this weekend. Thanks. Bye.